What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Kreative. Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again to do what? To create something great. Now, today I'm super excited what I had planned for y'all. We're going to be creating a option trading bot using Alpaca. Now, I want to be able to build off of the video that we created earlier with regards to being able to set up Alpaca and being able to use it. Now, the next question or next logical question would be, all right, what do I do with that information, right? With this video here, we're going to be creating an options trading bot using Alpaca. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now we're going to be using SPY, and SPY is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. What you're looking at right now is SPY on the 1-minute chart using TradingView. Now, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks represents 1 minute of action. Whenever you see a green candlesticks, that's going to let you know that the buyers or the bulls are trying to push the price up, and that's what's happening on right now. And it's live right now. I'm recording this Monday, March 23rd, 12:36, whenever you're watching this. And whenever you see a red candlesticks, and what we're seeing right now is that the bears or the sellers are pushing the price down. So what I want to create is a super simple VWAP, and VWAP is the volume weighted price average. A super simple way to be able to understand VWAP. VWAP lets us know if we're buying with big money, right? If we're buying with the institutions. If we're buying with the institutions, then we got a fair deal. But if we're buying against the institutions, then we're overpaying, right? And we want to be able to catch a momentum play, and momentum could be a bullish momentum that's happening right here with these three candlesticks, or it can be a bearish momentum highlighted here. So let's go ahead and jump over to Claude Code in order to do this, but we're going to be using Cursor and Claude Code with inside Cursor. Let's go ahead and open a file, and then I'm going to jump to my options Algo baby file. Hold on. Let me just find it. There we go. And let's create a new one. I'm going to call it QS. And let's go ahead and jump into that folder. But what we're going to do so we can actually understand this, right? So again, we are creating a VWAP. I'm not using Cursor's AI. We're going to be using Claude Code. So what we're going to be doing is using a VWAP momentum strategy for SPY. SPY is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. And we're trading 0 DTE options. 0 DTE is letting us know that these are option contracts that expire the same day. What is an option contract? An option contract allows us to be able to buy 100 shares of a stock for one option contract, right? So it allows us to be able to leverage our money, right? So VWAP is going to equal the market fair value. If the price is above the VWAP, we know that the buyers or the bulls are in control, and we're going to bet call that the momentum is going to keep going up. If the price is below the VWAP, we know that the sellers or the bears are in control, right? And we're going to bet that the price is going to keep going down. But we only trade when it's actually moving, right? There's going to be a momentum gate that filters out the chop or the flat conditions. So the analogy that I like to give, VWAP is painted the center line of the street. Above it, the buyers are on the road. We bet calls. Below it, the sellers own it, and we bet puts. Momentum gates if the car is actually moving or just idling, just waiting at the light, right? So here's our checklist. Our checklist is going to be step 1. We're going to check if the price is greater than VWAP, right? And that's going to tell us our direction. And then we're going to check our momentum gate, right? And this is the function for how we're going to be checking our momentum gate. So think of it like a car is the car moving fast enough? Then we're going to bet on the direction. So both green, we're going to enter the trade. And here is our VWAP formula, right? So here's the setup for a call or put, and we're buying ATM calls. ATM is going to be at the money calls, right? So these are call contracts that have not yet in the money, right? But this is a lot better for us to be able to take advantage of, right? So both at the money calls are at the money puts. And these are our exit rules, right? So we're going to exit as soon as we take 12%, or We're going to exit if we are down 10%, right? And we're going to loop every 3 seconds until one of these fire. Again, we're trading SPY. SPY is going to be the S&P 500, top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to only buy one contract, and we already went over the TPs, right? So let's go ahead and actually build this file out. So I'm going to call it quick shot bot.py. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to bring in the libraries that we're going to need, right? So I'm going to import, bring in asyncio. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it. Bring in base 64. We're going to bring in OS, bring in SYS, and then bring in time. And then we're going to do from date, not data, date, time, import the date, not data, date, and date. Come on, date, time. Beautiful. And then enter. Then we're going to hit import, request. All right, so let's explain this and what's going on, right? So what we're doing is that we need to bring in asyncio, right? Asyncio is going to be our async code. We use it because our data client streams data in real time. So we want to be able to make sure, oh, let me spell that right, asyncio. Asyncio, beautiful. So real time, so we're going to be using asyncio. No, fam, just listen to me, right? OS, so we can be able to bring in our .m file, and then our time, so we can actually know the time, and then request, right? The reason we're using request is because this is going to be for our HTTP client, right? We're actually going to be able to bring in, or excuse me, we're calling to Schwab in order to get the option chain data. So now what we're going to do is SYS path insert 0. Then I'm actually going to put the path that I need. So the path is backspace users. Oh, hold on. Let me just make sure I get the right one. Users. I don't even know who my name ain't Bennett and I'm not in it. I don't even know who Bennett is. That's crazy. Algo. And then options, Algo, bots. Boom. So you see that what I can do is just hit tab to be able to bring these over, but I want to type it out, right? So we can get into that mode of typing. So from signal bar client, signal bar data, that'll trip me out. Signal bar data client. I need to be able to import, and this is where we're going to import the actual data, right? Signal, let's write that, right? Signal bar data. Beautiful. So I just hit tab so we can do that. All right, now what we need to do is load in the credentials. So let's go ahead and load in the credentials. I need to load in the .m file. So from .env import the load .env, and .m file is where we keep all of the API keys and all these security keys that we need in order to actually run this bot, right? So you don't share your API keys with nobody, fam. Like, so that's why I want to do this step by step so you can actually see how it's done. So we have our .m file. So now what we're going to do is load what I want to do is just make sure I get this right. So let me just make sure it's the proper one. Boom. So we're loading the .m file from the options algo baby, and it's going to be .env. So now let's go to our configs. Configs for bot, for the algo bot. All right. So our symbol is going to be SPY. Quantity, how many we're buying, QTY equals 1. And then the TP, take profit, is when we're actually making money, is going to be 0.12. Remember, we talked about that before. 0.12, put that in a decimal. Then our stop loss is going to be 0.10. And then the check seconds is going to be, so every 3 seconds, let's do every 2 seconds, I want you to check. So now what we're going to do is bring in the live ATM option data from Schwab, TOS Thinkorswim. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use a def, and def is going to be define get ATM options data, open close parentheses. Oh, then we're going to say price float direction. So price is a float, direction is going to be a string. And then close the parentheses. I need the, I'm going to hold you, but that's going to be a float. All right, so what's doing here? We're fetching live option data from Schwab. Beautiful. So you can see here some of the things that are built into Cursor is that autocomplete, right? So we can autocomplete to do this, but I want to make sure that this is done right. So one thing that I want to do is, because this is one thing, one part of it we don't want to get wrong, is being able to bring in our auth information, right? So we already have our args, and our args is just another way for us to be able to read this. So this is a Python file, excuse me. I should have said that to begin with, but this is a Python file that we're doing. So let's just go ahead. All right, beautiful. So now what we've done is we brought in our get auth. So this is bringing in, excuse me, the authorization in order to authenticate the Thinkorswim information. Now that we have that, what we need to be able to bring in is actually generating the signal, right? Being actually able to do it. So now what we're going to do, we have our signal generation. So what it's going to do is pull in the last 60 minutes, 60 minutes of 1 minute SPY data, and it's going to check two things. Is the price above the VWAP, right? We're going to buy a call. If the momentum strong enough, right, then to make sure that there's no noise, right? So it's going to return call or put or none, and the current price in VWAP. And then our SIG client is going to be our signal data client. Then we're going to await it. The reason we're awaiting it is because I want to be able to make sure that we can do multiple things at one time, right? So we're going to await it once we're connected. Then we're going to get the bars. We have the awaited here, right? So we're going to add the bars to it. The symbol is going to be SPY, 1 minute, and then 60 minutes. What I'm going to do is actually make that, I should make that 90. Let's make that 90. Let's make that 90. All right, beautiful. So this is the actual calculation for VWAP. Now what we're going to do, and again, I'm just going to paste this in because I want to keep this video under 15 minutes so we can actually run through it and actually have a few questions. So what return does is, all right, bet this is the function that we're using in order to calculate our signal. And then once you have it, all right, bet return me the signal, the price, and VWAP. All right, cool. So now let's go to the remaining parts. Now what we have is the actual take profit and stop loss monitor loop. So what it's going to do is actually going to watch the position and check the seconds. And we'll remember it's checking every 2 seconds to be able to make sure that is Gucci, and that we can either take profit or that it's a stop loss, right? So this is the loop that's going to happen in order to do so. So this is the main bot code, right? So again, this is paper only. This is not financial advice. If you do seek financial advice, please make sure you talk to a certified financial planner in order to assist you with your questions. This is merely educational, fam. We're checking the signal, and then we're going to build the OCC format in order for us to be able to actually place the trade, right? So it's going to show us that the order was sent, or if the order was filled or not, and then actually do it. So now we have our bot that's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is actually open up a terminal, and I have a couple other items that are running, bruv. So I'm going to open this one up. Let me clear that one up. Let me make it a lot more legible for you. So give me 1 second. What I have to do is go ahead and grab the conda environment. And what is a conda environment? A conda environment is is a garage, right? That has all the Python packages that we're going to need for this underlying project. So now what I need to do is actually go into the folder. So we're in the folder. So now let's go run our bot. All right. So we have quick shot. Beautiful. So we're actually running our bot now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, an order just placed. We just placed a put. So we are bearish on the market. So we are thinking that the market is going to go down. Let's actually take a look at the market right now. So we have a little bit of a push up. So the bot is betting the opposite. We are currently down right now in this position. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I'm sorry. So we're currently down right now in this position with our Algo bot that we made because it bet a put, right? That we're going to bet a put. So right now we're down, and taking a look at the market right now, we did just flip. So let's see if we have, oh snap, we're up $7 right now, bruv. So we're up 5%. We're up $10 right now. We're up 13 and we should take profit. Look at that. We took profit, bruv. So we saw a lot of things just happen here, right? So we caught this bullish run right here, but we're able to catch the bears flipping and being able to catch that sell pressure, right? So I'm not gonna hold you. This is something that really excites me. Like, I build algo bots every single day, and there's different strategies that we create. So if you want more videos like this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It is your boy Kreative. I'll be back at it again with another episode.